Hello, everybody. Gary Laubach, Mike Joseph behind the mic. Special thanks to Will Newsidle for his help putting the program together today. Mike and I are a little depressed. It's been a tough weekend. Thank goodness the Lafayette Leopards won their football game because Mike's a Jets fan, so you know how depressing that can be. He's a Yankee fan, so you know how bad that is. I'm a Phillies fan and an Eagles fan, so Mike, it's amazing we even showed up.
I know, absolutely. I mean, we're in the doldrums, and luckily we have Lafayette to pull us out for this week, I hope.
We do indeed, and we've got a great football game for you. It is Bucknell coming in. Bucknell 1-1 in the league, but their loss was to Lehigh. Lehigh is undefeated and currently ranked number 8 now in the nation in FCS football. So if there is a big shock, however, before we get to the game in last week's game, Richmond is 0-2 in the Patriot League. I know you and I both thought with Richmond coming in, William & Mary next year with Villanova, it's going to be really tough. Nobody has to feel worse than Richmond does right now, 0-2.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think they ever thought they'd be in this position, and maybe their coach didn't as well. So you don't know if there's a little complacency. You're coming into a league that you don't think is as good as the CAA. You won the CAA last year with an undefeated record. You were playing teams like Villanova, William & Mary, those type of teams. But you step into the Patriot League, for you might have been a step down, you thought. But I tell you what, there's some really good football teams, and I think this is the year for the Patriot League to step up, and I think Richmond's finding that out.
Yeah, so they have lost to Bucknell and to Lehigh, and they've got Colgate this week. So this is going to be an interesting matchup, too, as we get a look and see how good Colgate is compared to Richmond. They go 0-3, I'll be absolutely shocked.
Yeah, absolutely, and but they better be on their toes because Colgate is a team that's coming, and that's one of the games that worries me down at the end of the, obviously, Lehigh as well. This week, it's about Bucknell. It's about Lafayette playing their game, the best game they put together complimentary. Last week, they played all 4 quarters, and they did it on special teams as well.
Yeah, led right into what I talk about. I don't think we could have had a better, more complimentary football game. When you look at how well the offense played, how well the defense played, and special teams, they got themselves a touchdown.
Oh, absolutely, and that's a plus for everybody. And I think, for the last 4 or 5 years, you and I have been looking for the special teams to step up. We've got it out of Christian Bush now. We're getting it out of Jack in the field goal extra point area, just the consistency. And then you get a block, and what a great job by Dylan Aguilera there and Ty Kaminsky for coming up with a big play and stretching that lead to 21-0.
That was a shock to me because I had Dylan Aguilera only on my special teams as far as holding the football and doing things. And the long snap, he's the long snapper. Yeah. And then when he ran it in for a touchdown, I had to quickly look, who is that guy?
I was going to put him on my fantasy team.
For sure. We've got probably 2 of the best quarterbacks in the Patriot League this week. Certainly a great ball game for Lafayette as they had a terrific job at quarterback as they always do with Dean.
Yeah, Dean was phenomenal, and he was really accurate early in the game. And I think the big thing for Lafayette that we watched early in the game was the energy that he brought along with Eli Stewart. Eli brought the energy. He set the tone on basically the first play of the game when he jumped over a guy. And I guess when you get Eli involved really early, Dean gets a comfort level, and he found that with Carson Persing. He found it with a bunch of receivers, and he found it with a new receiver as well in Skirbo. So Dean was fantastic. I thought it was the most complete game he put together. The ball wasn't in harm's way. If it was overthrown, it was overthrown. I don't think a defender touched the football till late. Obviously, the ball came off Persing, so that really wasn't Dean's fault. But I thought he played the most complete game, but he's got to carry that now into this week.
Ethan Weber has done an admirable job in the absence of Kente Edwards, but we get the feeling, at least, that Kente will indeed be back this week, and that is terrific news. On the defensive side of the football, great play out of Jalon Joseph and Ryan Gatson, and as a unit, as a team, they're really playing well.
Yeah, they really are, and they're getting more of a pass rush. But they made that team one-dimensional. They put him in second and long, third and long. The big play that Jalon made was a 3rd down and 12. You get to pin your ears back. And, don't look now, but Jalon Joseph is up on the top of the list of sacks and tackles for losses. I mean, it's taken a little bit of time. But I think he's coming into his own. Had that great interview after the game with John Leone. I thought if we can get him going, and then you add in some of the other guys that we have, Pfeiffer quietly playing fantastic, and Michael Vaughn playing really well. So you bring that, and then you add in a linebacker like Beckham D and the blitzing ability of Robert Stevens, you create a really good pass rush.
We had 5 sacks in the ball game on Saturday. That's kind of unheard of for any football team, doing a great job. But They got to take a look at Ralph Rucker this week. Ralph Rucker not only can throw the ball, he is outstanding at at running the football. And so he becomes a double-edged sword for Lafayette, and he is as good as they come in the Patriot League. If not Dean is the best, then certainly Rucker is.
Yeah, it's 1A and 1. I mean, they're just fantastic. You know, the thing about Ralph is he's got so much confidence right now. Coming off that knee injury a couple years ago, remember, he's a transfer from Oklahoma, but that's long in the past. And he decided to stay at Bucknell, which is really admirable. He could have left, could have taken the NIL, didn't do that, stayed at home, stayed with guys like Milligan, who's really come through big, C.J. Cadden. He's got a good running back. He's got a nice offensive line with Onikian at center. I mean, he's got a really nice nucleus of guys, but he sits in that pocket. But if you give him a lane, he's going to run, and he can do that not only on the zone read, which is a little bit back and forth, but what he likes to do is if you're going to turn your backs and run man-to-man, he will run the football. Very smart quarterback and very accurate.
You want a number that will really shock you. He now has the record at Bucknell for total offense over 7,000 yards in his career at Bucknell. Good running back in Tariq Thomas, Michael Cadden, as Mike mentioned, receiving core of Milligan and T.J. Cadden. They're brothers, so they're very, very formidable. On defense, Biagirelli is probably their best defensive player at linebacker. Deuce Keeter is outstanding in the secondary. It's a good defense. It's a better offense, so we've got to get out there and score points.
Yeah, is it going to be a track meet? That's what we're kind of thinking here. So we need to, again, control the football. If we get Kente back, obviously that's going to be a big plus for us. We've got to control the line of scrimmage. I think we have to turn this game into a physical game. It's got to be a game that's won at the line of scrimmage. It can't be a game that's won down the field. So, again, if we can win the line of scrimmage right there, they have really good running backs as well. But we have to control this with the guys that have been solidified, with the Boschas and the Kinneys and the Spencer Adams. Those are the guys that are going to control this football game if we can win it up front. Remember, Bucknell has a propensity to not be able to stay on the field on third downs. They can't get off the field. So third downs, they're giving up 50% of third down conversions. That's a chance for Lafayette to stay on the field. They're also at the bottom of the list when it comes to time of possession. Lafayette's at the top. If we can control time of possession, we can win the football game.
Only two undefeated teams in the Patriot League going into this week's action. It's Bucknell. Not Bucknell. They have one loss. It's Lehigh and it's Lafayette. So they're going to get at it this week as Bucknell takes on the Leopards. Right here, 12:30, Mike and I will be behind the mic.